about this because there it is. It's really hard to keep that big of a secret. I have just one more thing before we really get going here. So I have a Patreon account. Patreon is it's a subscription online community. They have been with us here since the beginning when I was doing this in my attic when we couldn't get any advertisers, any way to make money. And they were the ones that supported us, that got us everything from the cameras to the employees to moving into this to everything. And so one of the things I do in that community is I offer them the opportunity to ask each and every guest a question. And they had some good questions.
I know. It's the most nerve-wracking question, I'm sure.
So this one's from me.
Oh, no. Is that legal?
I'm part of the community, too. And so this one's for me.
Is that because no one asked a question?
Oh, no. There's the original question. I'll ask you, too.
Okay.
But I'm going to ask mine first. Because I've been dying to talk to an astronaut about this, because we do dive into some conspiracies here, as you know. Did we go to the moon or what? I've been wanting to talk to an astronaut about this there it is. We have not been back to the moon since 1969. Why haven't we gone back?
Why? Oh, man. I think we just shifted our focus as a country. NASA had different priorities once we went to the moon, which I do believe we have.
You do think we did?
I do. I don't know. I mean, I would imagine there would have been a lot more leaks out there.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think about that. It's really hard to keep that big of a secret.
Yeah.
But why haven't we gone back? I mean, we don't just go anywhere and then fuck it, there's nothing here. I don't think we need to come back to the moon. We walked on it for 5 minutes and we're out. There's nothing to see here.
Yeah.
Like, really? Give me a break.
It's not easy. There's a sequence of miracles that happen. I mean, think about the computer power of what they had back in the Apollo program. We have more in our iPhones these days. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't an easy task. And then once it was accomplished, in my opinion, the focus shift to low Earth orbit, building a station, accomplish the science and research that has been the focus for the last few decades. Amazing things have come out of that. You can do a lot more at zero gravity and with the science and research. And we experienced that on our mission with our 40 experiments that we had lined up. And that's just, let's build out the station. Let's explore low Earth orbit. And now that we've kind of made this new shift with opening up a new chapter in commercial space exploration, allowing these companies and organizations to kind of go off on these new tangents and explore, we're not only going to address low Earth orbit over the next, coming years. It's all about, okay, let's go back to the moon, the lunar surface, and let's go to Mars. Because it's human nature to explore and curiosity. And oh, by the way, we can benefit life on Earth. So, bottom line, I think it's just a focus. And now that we kind of shift and let's do more because we can, reusability and technology is improving. But it's a heavy lift. It's not easy. Otherwise, we would have knocked it out in a couple of years. We're still a couple of years away.
Yeah, I don't know what to think. It's just, what is that? 1969 to the, what is that? 50?
Well, I'm 51 at 73, so that's an extra 4. It's 55.
Yeah, like 56 years.
Yeah,
56 years we have not gone back. That's just odd to me. That's really odd. Yeah. But whatever. So you think we did?
I think we did.
All right. When do you think we'll be back? Are we going back?
Well, yes.
I mean, Elon wants to go to Mars.
Mm-hmm. We're the plan is 2, back to the lunar surface in 2, and Mars in 4.
Back in two years.
Yeah.
I hope
I do think that's, that's realistic. Like I said, there's a lot of things that need to be solved. And NASA's doing amazing work to get us there with the partnerships and collaborations with SpaceX and other organizations. But we got to figure out how it's going to be done and done safely. Because it's like with our mission, it was a no-fail. Otherwise, we're going to set back these programs years if something catastrophic happens.
Yeah.
And the public's not willing. The risk we took back in the day, the 50s and 60s was a lot more significant than we're willing to accept these days. And, we're kind of risk averse, and it can be a positive and a negative, to some extent, because it can be paralysis through analysis. Mm-hmm. At some point, we got to put up, shut up, and go.
It seems like civilian space exploration is like really becoming a lot more advanced than NASA. It almost seems like it's well beyond what NASA can do. Am I off on that? I mean, isn't SpaceX going up to rescue the NASA guys that have been stuck in space for like 8 months?
You're starting off with the tricky ones. It's a partnership for sure. They do this for 11. They've been doing it for decades, 60 plus years, whatever it's been. It's and we typically always want to make sure that we never lose sight of these accomplishments. We're standing on the shoulders of giants of what they've been able to accomplish. And we, meaning commercial space collectively, would not be where we're at without everything they've been able to accomplish. And moving forward, it is definitely a partnership.
Is it a one-way partnership or is it a two-way? I mean, the government isn't great at, sharing. I'm just, is it really?
I think it's two-way. I mean, just look at our program. We did the first commercial spacewalk. To do that, SpaceX wanted to develop a brand new EVA suit, extravehicular activity, do a spacewalk. And that's never been done in over 40 years. The NASA has the EMU suit that they currently use. SpaceX is going to figure it out on their own. So they took their baseline suit, the IVA suit, the one they currently wear to and from the space station, and a very less than 3 years, 2.5 year time span, took that suit and developed the what we wore, which is more or less the prototype EVA suit. Now, to do that on a very streamlined budget, not a multi-billion-dollar program, they monster garage this thing to develop a suit that is extremely viable and will be the baseline going forward as far as what they're going to develop regarding a suit with humans bouncing on the surface of the moon and Mars in capacity, not a handful of suits like NASA has. This is the concept is, these starships are going to launch hundreds of passengers. In Elon's vision, he stated in the past, it's 3 of these a day full of passengers going either to the low Earth orbit, to a station, to the moon, to Mars. It's sci-fi, but that's what we're accomplishing. And that's what SpaceX is accomplishing and other organizations are accomplishing. Because when I got involved with this program years ago, I didn't really understand the concept of boosters landing on their own, chopsticks, catching boosters, reusability. I'm like, there's no way. This is far-fetched. But look at us. I mean, tonight, Test 8 is launching in Starship. And each time they launch, they're learning new things. It might not land successfully in the ocean, Indian Ocean, but it certainly well could. And they're going to catch the booster with the chopsticks. And this is just a next step to achieve that ultimate goal of multiple launches daily, going to the moon, going to Mars.